right, let's go ahead and talk about Algebra Wildcat Sheet number 6. It says, what is the domain and range of the function f of x is equal to -7? So if I go ahead and type that into y equals, just to get a look of the graph, I'm literally just typing -7. So if I hit a graph, you can see I get a straight line at -7. So the domain, well, that line's going to go on forever, so the domain would be all reals. But the range, well, the only range I have is -7, so I'm just going to say y equals -7. Okay. Printer ink costs $18.99 per cartridge. The company sells ink cartridges at a flat rate shipping cost of $7.95, no matter the number of cartridges purchased in a single order. Write a linear function that models this situation. Okay, the word per tells you your slope. When you have a flat rate, that's your y-intercept, so we can go ahead and write it. It says write a function, so I'm going to say f of x is equal to 18.99x plus 795. So 18.99x plus 795, and I'm done. Number 3 says write an equation in standard form that crosses the x-axis at 36 and is perpendicular to the line represented by y equals -4/9x plus 5. Okay, perpendicular means we have opposite reciprocal slopes. So the reciprocal of -4/9 is -9/4. But it has to be opposite, so we're talking about 9/4. Okay, 9/4 is our slope. So I have y is equal to 9/4 x plus b. Well, I need my y-intercept before I can even move to standard form. But I do have this extra piece of information. It says it crosses the x-axis at 36. Well, that's an x-intercept. So really, I could plug in 0 for y and 36 for x plus b. Well, we can do some cross-canceling. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 36 9 times. 9 times 9 is 81. So we have 81 plus b is equal to 0. So then I can subtract 81 from both sides, and I get -81 is equal to b. So now in slope-intercept form, my equation is y equals 9/4 x minus 81. But I specifically asked for standard, so I need to move my x and y to the same side. So I'm going to subtract 9/4 x from both sides. So I get -9/4 x plus y is equal to -81. Well, the a value cannot be negative, and none of these values can be a fraction, so I'm going to multiply my whole thing by -4. -4 times 9/4 is just 9x. -4 times y is -4y. And -4 times -81, well, I'm going to use my calculator for that. So -81 times -4, that gets me a positive 324. This is now in standard form, so I'm done. Solve the equation for b. Okay, well, b is being multiplied by 2, but also added to pH. So I'm going to subtract pH from both sides first. So I get S minus pH is equal to 2b. b is being multiplied by 2, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I get S minus pH over 2 is equal to b. And we're done. 5 says the company advertises on 2 websites. Each website charges a different amount based on the number of clicks on the advertisement. The table shows the number of clicks on each website and the total cost for each for 2 days. What is the cost per click for website 1? Well, if I'm only asking you about website 1, I don't even care about website 2. So I can just cross it off. Now I have x and y values, and I can put it in the table. So we're going to go to stats. I need to clear my list. You could have also hit second plus 4. My x values are the number of clicks, so we have 15 and 25. Then over here we have 94.15 and 121.15. Then I'm going to do stats. We're going to go over to calc, option number 4, because we're talking linear. So I get 2.7 and 53.65, but I only want to know cost per click, so that's really my slope. So my slope is $2.70. We're talking about money. You must go out to the hundreds place. Number 6, simplify the expression x times x to the 3/7 squared. So When you have an exponent raised to an exponent, that means we multiply our exponents. So we have 3/7 times 2. Well, that's really 2 over 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 7 times 1 is 7. So now I have x times x to the 6/7. Okay, same basis, you're multiplying, so you add the exponents. Well, this is 1. So I have 1 plus 6/7. Well, if I turn 1 into a denominator of 7, that's 7/7 plus 6/7, which is really 13/7. So the answer is x to the 13/7. On the back, okay, we have 2 lines. So and I have 2 tables for them. I'm going to put each of these into the calculator, get it in slope-intercept, and then I can make it in standard form to match what is there. So second plus 4, enter, and that will allow me to clear my list. So then I'm going to go to stat. X value is in list 1, so we're going to do -11, -6, -1, and 4. Then we're going to do 81, 51, 21, -9. Then we're going to go to stat again, go to calc. Okay, it says it's a line. You have to use linear regression, so we're going to use number 4. Enter till the screen changes. So I now have my equation. The equation is y equals -6x plus 15. Okay, that's slope-intercept form. I can move it to standard in just a second. Now I'm going to do the other one. So we're going to do second plus 4, enter, clear our list. Then we're going to go to stat. We are going to go ahead and go to list 1, type -9, -4, 1, and 6. Then we're going to go over and type our x values at 18, 3, -12, -27. We're going to go to stat again. It's still in line, so under calculate, I'm going to choose option number 4. Okay. My equation is y is equal to -3x minus 9. Now I just have to make both of these standard form. Well, standard form, I got to get my x and y on the same side, so I'm going to add 6. So we get 6x plus y is equal to 15. A is positive. All of them are integers. We're good. Then I'm going to add 3x. So then I get 3x plus y is equal to -9. A is positive. All our integers were good. And this happens to match option D. Number 8, a customer is buying bath towels and hand towels and can spend no more than $100. Each bath towel costs $8 and each hand towel costs $5. The inequality 8x plus 5y is less than or equal to 100 represents all possible combinations of the number of bath towels and y the number of hand towels that the customer can buy. Which graph best represents the solution to this inequality? Okay, before I do anything, I don't have a negative y, so I'm not going to divide and flip the sign. So really, I'm looking for a solid line that's shaded below. I didn't have to do any work. All you had to do was truly understand about your inequality. Now, here's the catch. If your y is negative, you'd end up dividing by a negative, so you need to flip the sign. But in this case, that didn't happen. Number 9, the function w of t is equal to 270 times 1.029 to the t can be used to estimate the number of whales in the North Atlantic Ocean at the end of t years. What does 1.29 represent in this function? Okay, well, I've clearly already added the 1 to it, so we're talking about the growth factor. If I was looking for the rate, I'd say 1 minus r is equal to 1.0, or 1 plus r is equal to 1.029. Subtract 1, r is equal to 0.029, which if I was to make that a percent, r would be 2.9%. That's the rate, but I only asked about the 1.29, which is the growth factor. Last one, the table shows the net revenue in millions of dollars at a company every 3 months for 2 years. An exponential function can be used to model the data. What is the growth rate of the data shown? Exponential model, it's got a table. We're just going to put it in the calculator. So we have second plus 4, enter. Go to stats. And x values in list 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Then you have 274, 389, 467, 560, 960, 1,100, 1,320, and 1,584. Then we're going to go stats to calculate. I said exponential, so we're going to go down to 0 where our exponential regression is. Enter until the screen changes. And so we get y is equal to 223.06 times 1.089 to the x. Okay, but I specifically asked for the growth rate. Well, this is a factor, so I need to do 1 plus r is equal to 1.089. Subtract 1 from both sides, I get r is equal to 0.089. We typically write our rates as a percent, so move my decimal 2 places to the right. Our rate is 8.9%. All right, thank you very much.